Hi, thanks for joining me. I'm Teresa Crawley at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. Today I'm going to be showing you a brand new, this is a 2026 Renegade Explorer, and it is sweet in so many ways. We've got this on a 40-foot long motorhome here. We can sleep 7 people. It's also built, we've got the Freightliner Cascadia 116 chassis, 525 horsepower with a DD13, 1850 foot-pounds of torque, and a single rear axle on this one, so you're going to get a little bit extra storage. We've also got a lot of great safety features added, like lane departure, adaptive cruise and collision mitigation. But really, what I want to really focus on today is how well this is set up, how spacious it is. And you can take 7 people and not feel crowded in this camper. You can also tow quite a bit. So those of you who like to go to sporty things, like you want to bring your dirt bikes or your race cars, or you've got several horses you need to haul, this is the coach for you. It can tow 20,000 pounds again. And a lot of the people that buy these, that's really the reason why. I mean, you cannot argue that these look really cool. But really the main reasons that justify the cool are that it really tracks well on the road. You're not going to get blown around. When people pass you, you're not going to notice it. You're going to be the bad boy on the highway. The other reasons are obviously towing, the ability to work on it yourself because the engine compartment is accessible very easily. So if you're handy, this is a great coach for you. Also just the safety aspect of this is a really big deal because you have that engine in front of you. These things are really stout and go down the road really well. Renegade was the very first to make a Super C. Super means that it's built on a like an over the road truck rather, so a semi truck, but it has a house on the back instead of cargo. So Renegade's the original. They're still building them just as high quality as they did in the beginning. And some of the standout features we'll see as we go through, mainly cabinetry, latches, insulation. Those are the things that really make a Renegade stand out and really stand the test of time. We get them occasionally traded in, and they will be 20 years old and still in as good a shape as they were the day they left. It's really a remarkable build quality. So let's get into this. We'll check out the livability of this space. Starting up at this front cab area, we obviously have, this is where you're going to be eating. This also will convert into a bed, and it's a very simple conversion. Basically, there's a lock here, you push it down, and then there's some extra cushions that are stored away. But most of the time, you're going to want to be using this obviously as your eating place. Cushions are stored here, and if you don't need them, this is going to give you a nice deep amount of storage here on either side. And I wish you could feel this leatherette. It's really soft and plush, and it really does hold up over time. So another great testament to the quality. We obviously have your Samsung flat screen smart TV right here. It does release from the wall, and then you can point it accordingly to how where you want to sit and watch it. And then there's a sound bar already integrated above. And directly across, we have your couch situation. We have these little tray tables that can pop right out when they're not needed. This is going to be your secondary sleeping place, and I'll show you how that works. It's actually quite easy to deploy this. I was surprised at how easy it was. I did it before the video just to be sure I didn't look awkward on screen, but quite easy. And they have changed this from years past where you had to do multiple steps to get to the point where you could sleep. So let me just show you that real quick. So when I lift up here, the feet actually come out on their own. I don't even have to mess with that. And the top folds down on its own as well. So there you have sleeping for 2 full-size adults. Very easy to do. And then in reverse, you just got to get that at the right angle. It goes right back in. So far, we're at 3 sleeping in the front area of this coach. So that's pretty good. And then Velcro just to stick these back, super easy. Now the windows throughout, you'll see they're dual pane, but they do open so that you can have them open when the weather is inclement like it is right now. And I won't worry about getting snow inside the coach because they're angled out. It'll just drop right off. That's a really nice way to get a cross breeze in if it's raining or anything else. Another thing I wanted to point out is that we have day shades here. We also have night shades, but they are not manual as the day shades are. So coming over here, you'll see I have a remote control that's just magnetically stuck to the refrigerator. Very simply, I can put all the night shades down with the push of a button. Let's see if it'll go for me. This is telling me that my battery is low, so it might not work. Oh, there we go. So night shades are going down in some of the zones, and you can make it go to each zone that you want it to specifically. For example, if I just wanted the bedroom to go down, etc. And it is saying I need a new battery, so it's not cooperating. I apologize about that. But here we are in the kitchen area. We obviously have your convection microwave here. It has a little lock so that it doesn't fly open when you're going around corners. But this does have convection as well as slim fry, which is an air fryer that's already integrated in here. So you can bake cookies, you can air fry in here. One less appliance you have to bring along. Down here we have your induction induction cooktop. These are really, really quick, efficient, and once you get used to knowing how to use it, people tell me all the time they were scared of it, but they love it. It's just so fast, boils water very, very quickly, and it doesn't really get hot. So you don't have to worry about your kids or grandkids putting their hand on there and getting burned. We of course have some outlets back there. Down here we're going to start looking at all the drawers, and you're going to see the build quality here. This is solid wood, dovetail, and soft close on every drawer that's in here. And then we've got these really nice dual hinges on the ones that open out. Here we have your kitchen sink, and it is deep. Look how deep that is. Stainless steel, and then you of course have a sprayer to get any debris out of there. Little advertisement on here about this Vega Touch, and we're going to get to that in a few minutes, but essentially all of the controls on this unit, the generator, the thermostat, the slide outs, awnings, all can be controlled from an app on your phone, Wi-Fi or Bluetooth to that. So very, very cool that you can stand outside and put your slides out or awnings, etc. Down here we have a subwoofer under your sink. And a little more storage over here. And we'll just quickly go through this. This probably is my favorite one because it has a little spice rack already in there. Love it. And a really nice counter extension here so that you can have a little bit more space. This is always going to be here. It doesn't go away. So that's cool. And then on the opposite side, we have kind of like a bar situation. This would be my coffee station for sure. Put my little espresso machine right here and some syrups. And then we've got drawers here. Those soft close again. So you can see why over time, these just hold up. They're just built really, really well. And this area of the country is known for having lots of Amish workers, and that's who's building these cabinets. A little bit more up here. And then we actually have a pantry as well. So, excuse me, as I said before, this coach is set up for a lot of people to be in it, but it's also quite functional. Usually you lose a lot of kitchen space when you have bunk beds, but this particular one, you just seem to have unlimited amounts of storage in here. Down here we have places to put cutting boards or cookie sheets, or even take these out and put some of your pots and pans in there. So that's a really clever idea. You could take them all out altogether and just use it for food as well. And then these all lock into place. As you noticed, I pushed them to unlock them. Really pretty clever. again, so that they don't come flying out when you go around corners. And here we have your Samsung stainless steel residential refrigerator. Pretty slick. And down here we've got ice maker integrated and just more space under here. And again, of course, we have another lock. This one's very simple. It just goes straight in and then you're locked, ready to go down the road. All right, we're going to move backwards. And in this hall area, this is pretty significant. This is your central brains of the operation. You'll notice it's right directly across from where we walk into the coach. So very handy to be able to just turn the generator on, check my tanks, get my lights all on. So we can go into these specific screens, just do the accent lighting, just do the sofa, or we can do all lights on, all lights off, for example, or we can go in individually and get every little one exactly how we want it. Energy management system. We have auto gen start on here, so you can set that for certain times, or for if you're if it gets too warm in here and you want your air conditioner to be able to come on, things like that, or certain times of day if you're in a park that doesn't like it. Also going to tell you what charge we're at here. Thermostats, we do have two 15,000 BTU air conditioning units on here. They each are going to have heat pumps already integrated. And then we have an aqua hot system for our heater as well as for our water heating. So that's going to be your tankless hot water. And that's what that's going to do, as well as that moist heat. You can do auto as well. And I'm going to turn those off because it's going to get hot in here. But this is actually extra cool. It used to be very, very rare that you could have heated floors on a Renegade. This one happens to have it. We've got heating in the bays, which is the basement area. We also have heat pads on our water tanks that are down there, so our gray and our black. But this is what's extra special, is the floor is actually heated as well. And so super nice, super cozy on a cold day to not have to step on cold porcelain tile, right? And then we've got the little fan that's in the bathroom area. There's also a control for that in there. And then we have our slide out control here as well. Our leveling system is actually up front, and I'll show you that when we get there, but you also can control your awning here as well. Let's see, did I miss anything? Oh, just the little outside, or excuse me, the bedroom fan. So anyway, really, really smart, cool system. And you can set it up to your phone or your iPad, however you want to control this. And you can do it from your bed or from outside, whatever it is. It's really, really clever. Okay, moving on, we've got two bunk beds here. And these are pretty well set up as far as they have their own USB, USB-C, 110s, they've got their own lights. They've got a little place to put an iPad or whatever it is they want to look at back there as well. They, of course, have their own blinds in here day and night, and these windows do open. This is just a cover for the entry steps so that when you're living in here and not going in and out, you don't feel like you're going to fall down those steps, or your dogs or your toddlers don't end up falling down there. And it's just a simple slip over that place there. So down here in the bottom bunk, we basically have a repeat. This one just happens to have an extra coat on it, which is mine. And then we have some drawers down here as well for them to keep their personal belongings. And then there's actually one more over here that you could let them use. It's technically behind the wall of the master door, but it is down at the same level, so you could share if you felt so inclined. They, of course, are going to have their own little privacy curtains as well. So really nice to have this area. If you don't have kids and you think, well, that's kind of a waste, these actually hold those big bins really, really well. So if you just have extra storage you need to bring along, this is a great place for them. I actually have a customer who carries huge helium tanks around the country, and this is where he keeps his huge helium tanks. So there's a lot of uses for bunk beds that you might not think of. Dogs love these beds as well. So that's another kind of cute way that you could use it, but whatever works for you. So this coach only has one bathroom, but it is very large actually for what it is. So this door swings out really nice and wide. And then We of course have a porcelain toilet, and it is a macerating toilet. You can choose how much water you're using to flush down there so that you're just conserving water. We do have an exhaust fan in here, and that can be controlled from a button on the wall here or from that external one we saw. We have a really deep medicine cabinet here, so you can see that goes back really far. And then of course we have your 110 with your GFI in here. And then I'll open these little spaces up for you to check out as well. These shelves are adjustable. And then we've got some space here as well, adjustable shelves again. Oops, sorry. And really a good sized shower here. I'm going to step in just so you can get kind of a visual of it. We've got some really pretty inlaid tile, but this is a like a Korean type of substance all the way around here. We do have a place for shampoo bottles or whatever, body wash, etc. A nice skylight that's going to give you a little bit more headroom. And then we have a teak fold down seat here. So if you needed to shave your legs or whatever, that's available to you. The most important thing that's really unusual in here is that we have this AquaView shower miser system. That's going to essentially recirculate the water until it's at the correct temperature. So you're going to say, okay, I want it this warm, and this light will come on when it's that warm. So you're not wasting cold water down the drain. Really important when you're boondocking particularly. You do have 150 gallons of fresh water in here, but still you don't want to have to fill up any more than is necessary. So that's really going to be helpful to you. And it's also not going into your gray tank filling that up either. So I'm a big fan of this system, and it just recently became available on Renegade. So I'm really happy about that. All right. Moving back into the parents' room, we do have a nice divider door. Something Renegade does that not everyone does is that door goes almost all the way to touching the ground. I think that's very important for sound. Obviously, families don't always get up at the same time of day, and Mama likes to sleep in, so I want that door to go down to the ground as much as possible. Immediately, oh, looks like I got the towel from the shower. I'm always doing something. All right, so we have an RV King in here. We do have some storage over the bed, and I'll open some of that up. I'm going to say this is Daddy's storage because it's a little bit hard for me to reach unless I climb up on the bed, but that goes all the way through, and it is pretty deep. I'm going to say that's probably 18 or 20 inches deep there. And then we also have a window that opens and controls right here under the bed. So if I needed to turn on or off the ceiling lights in here, reading lights on either side, floor lights so that I can make sure I get to the bathroom without stubbing my toe, accent lights, my ceiling fan. I actually have a little ceiling fan in here, which is adorable. I have panel lights, which is this actual panel. And then I can start and stop my generator from this button, and I can turn on or off the whole interior of the coach here. And turn that fan off. You'll see we do have 110 USB, USB-C here. We also have one on the other side, but the other side gets a little table. And that would be for the guy who has a sleep apnea or needs to charge his tablet, etc. And there's also a little storage under there as well. So this bed actually has a little bit of storage, which is kind of unusual for a Renegade. But the reason that a lot of Renegades don't have storage is because you have your freshwater tank under here. That is a big deal because it's going to be as warm as the inside of your coach is. Not, you don't need to worry about it freezing if you're keeping it somewhat warm in here. But you also have all that deep storage. You could put suitcases in there, dog food. I mean, it's pretty deep. And then we have hanging shirt closets on both sides. These sides are going to be exactly the same, so I'm just going to show you this one. But these are good size, full extension, nice and deep. And we've got 3 of these on either side. Then of course we have another flat screen Samsung TV, a window that opens. This little cabinet is for any audio visual equipment. So if you had a cable box or DVD player or something like that down here, that's where that would go, because the glass can actually transmit that signal through there. Just another storage place here. And then 2 more drawers. So lots of drawers. Truly a lot of storage for a 40-foot coach. All right. We also have a full-length mirror here. You can make sure that you don't have your fly open when you're camping, because that's pretty important. Moving on, I'm going to put some slides in and we can see what it looks like when those are pulled in. And again, I could do this from a phone or an app on a tablet. I personally like to do it here when I'm doing a video so that I can keep an eye on whatever's in here. In my life, I'd be worried about my dog getting stuck in there, or that I left a little shoe in there or something, and I don't want to ruin my slide mechanisms. This front one's coming in fast and furious. Now's probably a good time to check out the ceiling. It's decorative and actually really nice. It's not over the top, and some of them get a little bit too seizure-inducing. Let's just call it that. They get a little crazy. This one's just nice and sleek. Modern, but not too modern. These beautiful warm woods in here. Just really, it's a nice, homey, good look in here. All right, that is all slides in. So going back here, you can see that master bedroom. I would have to climb up on the bed, but I would have to do that anyway. There's nothing that I really need to get to on the other side, so I can get here easily. Bunk beds are also very accessible. Most importantly, I can get into the bathroom, no problem. Obviously, the refrigerator is wide open area here. And if you have guests traveling with you, they could easily sit at either the booth or the couch situation. All right, moving into the cab area. We of course have air ride seats. These are very, very adjustable, very soft, and very supportive also. I mean, sometimes we say that something's soft and that's going to give you a backache. This is all the things you want in a really nice fabric, but also gives you a good lumbar and just ergonomically a really nice place to sit. Over here we have power locks, power windows, heated and powered side mirrors. And Freightliner has really done some nice improvements to the front cab for functionality as well as aesthetic and usability. So we used to have a bunch of like cigarette holders. Now we've got cup holders, which I think are a lot more useful right now. And Christmas music is blaring. But that's what you're going to sound like going down the road. Get that revved up for you so you can hear it. We of course have an air horn here. Get those little cars out of your way that want to cut you off. We've got your windshield wipers, headlights over here. But more importantly, we're going to be looking at, these are basically mouse pads. These tiny little touches here are going to be mouse pads. This one is for this screen. This one is for this screen. And there's a lot that you can do here as far as changing what you're looking at, how far I want to be before I want an alert for my collision avoidance. But I can also change what gauges I'm showing on here and switch that around, switch the colors, whatever it is that you want to do to this screen to customize it to your needs. Over here, I'm going to go back to home so you can see that we can also do that from over here. Put the gauges you want to be looking at. go back. Let's see. Okay, so cab is basically going to be switches, settings, and then we've got your chassis. You can check your tire pressure, how are my axles, how are my temperatures, etc. Diagnostics are all on here, and this is something we get into when we do your training, when you pick up, but I just want you to be aware that these are all in here and integrated. Easy to see. You've got little buttons down here that are very easy to see, so you're not distracted from your driving. You've got integrated navigation, Apple CarPlay, all of those extra things that you would want for music, etc. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, so all of these things, Sirius XM, etc. It's got it all, is what I'm trying to say. Most importantly, you've got a dedicated backup camera there. That's also going to stay on all the time to keep an eye on anything that you would be towing. So if you're bringing a stacker trailer or a boat or whatever, you can make sure that it's doing okay, it's hooked up correctly, it's not swaying all over the road or whatever the case may be. You can know that what's going on there. Also, we have side cameras, and that's not giving me a great picture because it's got water droplets on it, but let's try the right one. And you can see down the right side as well. Yeah. They're wet. That's what it is. All right, so we've already got an integrated brake controller here. We can adjust that here. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. Again, this is stuff that we will get into with deeper training with you. But just know, super comfortable, super usable, get you out of a pickle. Every control for that is available, as well as the safety standards are on here, which used to not be. So I'm glad that motorhomes are catching up, especially something this beefy. You want to know if you're getting too close to the guy in front of you. You want to know if somebody's trying to sneak around you. All those things are really, really important. So let's keep going. We're going to just check out this front cab area really, really quick. This is my favorite cabinet right here because it's fake. Like, I opened this to prepare for the video and I thought, well, what am I going to store there? Air. A ghost. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Down here we've got some breakers. That's a good spot for those. Very accessible. Over here we actually have a good one. So this is going to be your Starlink system, already mounted, already ready to go. So that's going to be used for Wi-Fi, streaming, etc. That's going to be your internet on the coach. And I get great feedback on that all the time, of how you can be out in the middle of absolutely nowhere and somehow still be working, or somehow still be streaming your really cool Netflix shows. So love that. Real quick before we go outside, I'm going to talk about just a couple of things. We did add quite a few extras to this coach when we ordered it. An additional 2 solar panels. So that brings us to a total of 1,000 watts of solar on the coach. It comes standard with some, but we added a couple. We had added an additional 3,000 watt inverter, an additional premium high capacity lithium battery, which brings us to three lithium batteries and 990 amp hours. I might need to double check that, but that does seem right. If you have any questions, please call me and I'll get you this build sheet. Also, we've got an 8,000 Onan quiet diesel generator and our AquaHot's a 450D. I think that's about it. I'm going to grab my coat and we can go out into the tundra. It's really not that cold. It's just really sloshy out today. But what do we expect? It's December. So right here at this entrance, we've got a very, very sturdy guardrail, as well as really great handles to get in and out of here. I think I skipped over the central vacuum unit is right here. So this is where you would put hoses in. And then there's also a kick plate if you prefer to sweep to that area. And it's just going to suck away that debris really easily. Also at the door, we have your house battery disconnect right here. Your entry step override. So that's going to keep that outside step from going in and out. E-start is going to jump start the batteries if they're dead from the chassis batteries. And then we've got living ceiling, living floor, all these different lights we can do here. Scene master, porch, interior master on off, and then we can do awning, extend, retract. I'm not going to do that because it's snowing right now, but I will turn off all the lights at the door, and you'll see when it says all, it means all, and that's not the case in all motorhomes. A lot of times you'll hit the master off and you'll still have to go around and turn off some of the lights. It's kind of annoying. So I appreciate that this does not have that. Okay, really, really nice full body paint here. This is going to stand the test of time as far as you're not going to get sick of it. It's not going to get old. This is where we have your Dragonfly batteries. Again, that was a big upgrade, as well as our two inverters are back there, and your solar charger is back there as well. Another upgrade was that we had these steel, the steel compartment sprayed with a bed liner, and that's just really going to help it be durable. Also very easy to clean versus a carpet type of a situation. That hose there is just to fill up tires with air. It's an air line, I should say, and that hooks up on the opposite side of the coach. But again, like with the cabinetry, you have these dual, they close really, really tight because of those two latches there. Renegade is well known for that. Then we have your AquaHot, your 450D, and that's going to give you lots of heat, lots of hot water. Out here we have your exterior TV, so fun for tailgating or if you're outside cooking. It's of course a Samsung again, flat screen, smart TV, and a sound bar out here as well. I can actually reach this one. A lot of them I have to jump to get it closed. We do have a programmable door code here, so you can forget your keys and still be able to get into the coach. We've got some really big bad Michelins. Again, this is a single axle coach, but these are 295s on here. This is going to ride really nice for you. Being a single axle, you're going to get a little bit more storage. And this is one of those big storage bays here. Oops, sorry. And then those are just slide locks if you choose to use those. Essentially, when the slides are in, you would put those locks in, and then when you're going down the road, any vibration won't cause them to get a little slack or a little bit out. It just keeps them really intact there. Down here we have your vacuum cleaner components and some extra tiles in case you were to break them by dropping something on them, etc. Okay. Back of the coach, this is the one-piece fiberglass, and then it becomes another piece right here. Why is that important? Well, most of your accidents are going to be down here. So if you run into something or back into something, you can just replace this one piece instead of having to worry about this whole back end. It's a lot less money, obviously. A lot easier repair as well. You, of course, have your backup camera there. And we have 20,000 pounds towing capacity. You can change the size of your hitch there. We've got already your air lines are integrated for your braking system. Your camera system's already set up here for your whatever you're towing, your trailer, etc. And then your 7-way pins right there. Back here we have your 50 amp cord. They include a 30 amp converter if you happen to be somewhere that doesn't have a 50 amp. But we've got this on a power rewind. So you just push a button and that's going to wind itself back up. There's also a little pass-through portal in here so that you can put your cord through and still have this door closed. You'll also see we've got a surge protector with a transfer switch already in there. You don't have to worry about that. And here we've got that Onan quiet diesel generator. You do have the ability to stop it here, check the oil. Hours are right here as well. So that's kind of handy. You also have a little place to put a black hose if you wanted to keep that separate from everything else. This coach does have a macerator as well. So you might keep a black hose in there just in case your macerator was not working or something, but otherwise you're probably not going to need to use it very much. Over here we've got your water bay. I love how Renegade carves out all the letters so that you know exactly what's going on here. You don't need to worry about stickers rubbing off over time. We have a whole house water filter. We have a power rewind water hose. We've got an outdoor sprayer so you can spray your feet or your dog off. And we also have a black tank wash. You can also check your levels on this little panel right here. See how much fresh I have, how much gray, etc. And that'll help you keep an eye on how full it's getting as you go on, as you're standing here. Am I almost full? Am I almost empty, etc. So this is your black tank. You can see it's got a nice kind of a woolly carpeting on it. That's just going to help protect the integrity of it in the cold. But it also does have a heat pad on it that you can turn on to keep it warm. Down there, the white piece is your macerator hose. So that's going to make all of your waste go into a much smaller sized hose rather than being in a big black hose like that. It also will help it if you need to pump it uphill for some reason, which does happen occasionally. Over here, this is going to be your gray tank. So, same thing. Really nice open sprayed cargo bay here. Those dual latches that are just so hefty. This is where you would plug in that air chuck. This is going to be your engine starting battery and a little bit of storage under there as well. Then we're at this front cab area. You can see that Renegade goes the extra step and doesn't put sandpaper on these stickers as I've seen in other brands. I just think it's ridiculous. This is actually going to help you get more traction, get the stuff off of your shoes, and then get into this cab area really easily. You can see that I've got really sturdy handles that I can grab onto to get in here and not have to worry about stepping off. I always worry about some of my older customers get into these and they don't have handles that are in the correct positions, or they're wobbly, and I just think that's not a good idea. So this one is built really well. Obviously on both sides there we've got these stout handles. This is the button that's going to turn your seat around. Your chassis disconnect is right here, and then we have the ability to lower and raise our seats and our lumbar right there. You can also start the coach from outside, which is really handy because you need to let it warm up a little bit before you hit the road. So you can do your outside perimeter check while you're warming up here, and then get inside and get that all set up to go as well. All right. And then one of the main reasons people buy these, so that you can get into all of these compartments, check your oil, change your oil, your power steering, etc. All of the things that are in here. Very easy to access. We've got our side view cameras on the sides of this piece right here. And then we'll go around and peek at the other side as well. For you handy people, this is really a great choice for you. So that's pretty much it for this Renegade Explorer. Again, this is a 2026. If you need the build sheet or any more information, I'm more than happy to get it for you. Please call, ask for me by name. I'm Teresa Crawley. You can get me at 303-684-3427. Thanks.